Welcome to Unnamed Church. Wherever you are, that's the place to worship God because you are the Church of Christ. Today, I want to talk about God can change anyone. Many people want to change their life, and many people want to change many things. Some people might want to change their personality. They want to have a different personality. And some people might want to change their habits or their lifestyle. Some people might want to change the way they live, right? Also, many people want to change someone around them. Maybe some people want to change their husband, which means they want their husband to change. And also, some people want their wife to change. And parents, they want their children to change, right? Perhaps some church members may want their pastor to change too. Likewise, people want to change something and change themselves. What about you? Do you want to change yourself? For me, yes, there are still many things that I want to change. I want myself to change too. However, many people also notice that change is not easy, right? However, I want to remind you today that God can change anyone. And also, God can change anything. So, in the Bible, we can meet many godly ancestors and we can see their life changing because of God. And we can see that God is changing their life and changing themselves. And we can meet many godly ancestors through the Bible story. Uh, who do you remember? Who can think about in the Bible? There are many people, but today I want to address Moses. So let me share Bible verses. Exodus chapter 3, verse 10 to 11. Let me read. So now go, I am sending you to Pharaoh to bring my people, the Israelites, out of Egypt. But Moses said to God, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt? This is time for Moses to meet God from the burning bushes. At that time, Moses was living in a Midian desert. He lived in the Midian desert for 40 years as an ordinary person. And at that time, he was 80 years old. So one day, he was doing the normal thing as an old, ordinary person living in a desert. He was a shepherd. So one day he was doing the same thing and normal thing, and all of a sudden, God called him to be the leader of Israelites. And can you imagine how he would be? So his reaction to God, I'm going to send you to Pharaoh's and bring your people, Israelites, out of the Egypt. But Moses at that time was like, who am I? Can I really do that? Oh, I don't think I can really do it. I'm just a ordinary person here living in the desert. How can I do that? That was Moses' reaction. Yeah, when I read this, I can really see that how big it was to Moses at that time as an old man living in the desert. However, God changed Moses. Moses just followed his calling and followed his guidance and just prayed and asked his guidance in his faith journey leading the Israelites. And he experienced so many amazing work of God in his faith journey. And he experienced miracles and he experienced the God's amazing work here and there in that journey. And you know what happened? I want to share the verses. Deuteronomy 31, verses 7 to 8. You can see that how Moses changed through these verses. So let me read. Then Moses summoned Joshua and said to him in the presence of all Israel, be strong and courageous, for you must go with these people into the land that the Lord swore to their ancestors to give them, and you must divide it among them as their inheritance. The Lord himself goes before you, will be with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged. Can you see how confidently Moses said to Joshua? It was time for Moses to give his leadership position to Joshua. And he changed after experiencing so many wonderful work of God in his faith journey as a spiritual leader for the Israelites. He gained confidence. He gained more faith and he trusted God and he knew who God is. Yes, God can do this. God will fulfill his promise. My job is just to follow God and trust God. It's not because I can do well, but because he can do. And now Moses said to Joshua, the next generation, with confidence, saying that don't be discouraged, don't be afraid. God is going to be with you. God will never forsake you. Just trust and go. You can do that. Can you see? The old man who didn't have any confidence and was afraid to follow God's calling, now he became an amazing, powerful spiritual leader and say to the next generation, you can do that. Trust God. This is how God worked for Moses to change. So today, I want to say that God can change anyone. My case, yes, I never thought of I would preach or I would deliver the gospel of Jesus before I met Jesus. Yes, I can really see that I changed a lot that I never imagined. In my life, before I met Jesus, I thought that pastors, ministers, or missionaries, there's there's some people very special and very, I can be around them. But after I met Jesus, yes, this is the way that I should go. After I experienced God's voice calling me, then I really truly thought that. Then I really had the passion to deliver the gospel of Jesus and to follow his calling. So these days, when I look at myself, oh, just praying, reading Bible, and think about, God's guidance and how I should live my life in this faith journey, and writing about um, biblical inspiration that I read, then I sometimes say to myself, how could I get to this path? It's not me wanting to choose this way. I knew that it was God guiding me and slightly changed my life direction towards Him. So today I want to really say that trust God. God will lead your life in the best way He can do. And God can touch your life and touch you to change in the way He wants. I still believe that God is changing me to be who God wants me to be. So please don't think that, can I really change? Or don't think that he can really change, she can really change, my wife can change, my husband can change, my children can change, or my boss can change, or the pastor can change. Please don't doubt. When God's touch is there, whoever life, and they can change, and they can be someone that God wants them to change. So today, I pray and bless that you can experience such a wonderful journey to see yourself changing, following God's guidance. And I bless you, and God bless you. Bye bye.